Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be continuing the favorite series. I know it's already 2017, but that's okay. I am going to be doing face powders today, so that's going to include setting powders, blush, highlight, contour, etc. I'm also going to throw in concealers just because I don't have very many of them, and that way I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. So I think going to start out with concealers, just like I said, because there aren't that many of them. I actually only have, well, I have 4, but I don't have one of them to show you. So the first ones are going to be no surprise because they were everybody's favorites for a really good reason, and that is the Tarte Shape Tape concealers. These concealers are amazing. I'm wearing both of them today. I do have light and light medium. Light medium is my skin tone shade, like a perfect match for me in the summer months, and I like to mix these two together to get more of a skin tone shade for me in the winter. And light is still a little bit too light for me no matter what, but it's a good brightening concealer. But I like this for under my eyes, I like it for covering blemishes, I like it for like just kind of spreading across my face to use as foundation instead. It's a really great concealer and worth the hype. Like, I know literally everybody and their mother was talking about it this year, and for good reason. It's amazing, and I love how much you get in it. You get so much more than you normally do in like a NARS concealer or whatever else. So nice. I feel like I could go through a NARS Radiant Cream Concealer in a month, you know, if I was going to use it every day. And these, I mean, this light one I've had for a few months and it's going strong still. So yeah, I've just been really enjoying these. The NARS one is another one that is a favorite of mine, even though I don't have it. I just used it, and again, I felt like I was going through it really quickly, so I didn't repurchase it, and I haven't felt like I needed to repurchase it because of those Tarte ones, but it has been just a great concealer for me. It's a really great standby. It's one of those that you know, like, you could purchase it again in a year and it will still be a great concealer. It's not going to fail you, you know, it's a good one, and I like it a lot, but I just don't have it. The next one I have is the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This again is another really great one. It's much thinner than the Tarte one and the NARS one, but it's got great coverage. The only thing I don't really like is the scent. It kind of smells like paint thinner, and I don't know, I just don't like that very much, but I use the shade Light Neutral, and I like it a lot. So there's that one. And then the last one is really the only drugstore concealer I like at all. I find drugstore concealers to generally just not be pigmented enough for me. If I have hyperpigmentation, it's hyperpigmentation. If I have dark circles, they are dark circles. So I find a lot of drugstore concealers just don't work for me. But this one is the Maybelline Better Skin concealer. I almost said foundation. I don't like the foundation. I really did not like it, but this is awesome. I think it's a really great dupe for the Urban Decay one. It's not as pigmented as the Tarte one, but it is a really great option. I do also like using this one all over my face as a foundation on days when I'm feeling really lazy. It blends out really beautifully. It blends into the skin really nicely and doesn't look like a mask. Because the Tarte one is so full coverage, it can look kind of heavy if you're only putting it in certain areas. This one I can only put in certain areas and not really have to worry about like seeing a delineation of, you know, texture between where I put concealer and where I didn't. So I do really enjoy this one. Moving right along now. I'm trying really hard not to make these super long and crazy, and I'm sorry, I'm growing out like my hair, and like it's in that weird in between stage where it's like I either need to cut bangs or like just deal with it, and it's in that crazy stage. So they're just, it's like they're hard to deal with right now. But I want to jump into regular face powder. I'm still looking for a good pressed face powder. I haven't really found one that I like, so I don't have one to show you guys. I do, however, have 2 loose powders, and you guys already know what they're going to be. I mean, like, none of this is going to be a surprise, but the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and the Kat Von D translucent setting powder are both great. You get more product in the Laura Mercier. I find that the Kat Von D one seems to like immediately set whatever I'm putting it on top of better than the Laura Mercier. I think the Laura Mercier, it almost like takes a minute to soak up the tackiness of whatever you're putting it on top of, Whereas the Kat Von D one, I feel like you could tap on and then touch it and it's already set, if that makes sense. So I do like both of them. I've been using the Kat Von D more often than the Laura Mercier lately, but I do like them both. I think they're great. I don't like either of them all over the face because I have combo skin and I just find that they're not good enough for my oily areas. I don't know. I don't like it for that, but for setting concealer and stuff, super great. The next thing I want to talk about are blushes, probably because I have the least of those. The first one I want to talk about, I got at the end of last year, I think. I'm pretty sure this was one of Too Faced like holiday set things, and it is their Love Flush blush wardrobe, and it has 6 blushes in there. I use them all the time. I love having this kind of variety. I love bringing this if I'm doing makeup on clients because I know that like I can just bring this and be covered for blush. It has like all of the shades I would need. I find them to be nicely pigmented, but not so pigmented that they're hard to work with. I like the formula of these. I like the way they last. I think they're great. And I like that like these are mini sizes of all these blushes, but you can still get a brush into them and it's not like you're not like mixing into another color trying to get one. And yeah, I feel like for me and for my purposes, even doing other people's makeup, that I could have this for a long time and it's easy to sanitize and just work with, and I won't need to like repurchase all of these by themselves. So this one's great. The next one I want to talk about is from the Balm, and it's sort of like a hybrid between a bronzer and a blush. It's the Balm Desert, and it's like a pinky bronzy blush bronzer hybrid thing. I really like using this in the summer. I really like using it all the time. It's definitely like a super go-to blush for me because I don't like I'm afraid of blush in a lot of ways. I don't like to use too much of it because it makes me feel like a clown. But this one's nice because it's really like neutral and it's something that it's really hard to go overboard on. So I really like this one for just kind of slapping on my face every day without really having to worry about it. It goes with everything because it doesn't really have a lot of color. It's just kind of like a flushed-ish sort of glow to your face, and I really like that. The next one I want to talk about is from Wet n Wild, and this one is Rosé Champagne, and it is one of their Color Icon blushes. It's super, super affordable. It's super beautiful. Again, it's a really neutral, natural kind of blush, something that I can just kind of pop on. Again, know it will go with everything. This is a common theme in my blushes that I really like. I know it will go with everything and I don't really have to worry about it. A lot of the time when I'm getting my makeup on every day, I do my face first and then my eyes, so I don't want to have to like go back and change my blush because it didn't go with whatever I decided to put on my eyes. And I know this, like I said, goes with most things. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it, but nothing super overpowering, so if I'm running late, which is often, I can put this on and not necessarily feel like I need to put on highlight and be fine. So this is a great option. Again, super affordable and I love it. The last blush I want to talk about, my desk is such a mess, is the Milani blush in Romantic Rose. I believe you can still get these on the Milani website. I'm not sure if they were limited edition or not. I know some of them were, but I don't think this one was. It again is just a really great neutral blush that is almost like I don't want to say like a nude, but it's great. It's nicely pigmented, but again, not too pigmented that you can't really use it. And I love it. I've had it for a year probably, and you can barely tell that I've used it. So it's just a really great option for people who are maybe of right around my skin tone and don't like a really overpowering blush. It's great, drugstore, affordable, and it's awesome. Bronzers. Let's talk about bronzers. So the first one I want to talk about, I have 2 like kits that I want to talk about and then a couple single ones. The first one I want to talk about is by Tarte, and it is the Makeup Shayla contour thing. I really like this. I use this a lot, and you guys would know if you've watched my videos. I use this for a long time and I still like it. It's more of a summer palette for me because the shades are a little bit darker. They were geared toward deeper skin, and I just like the way that these blend and everything. I think they're great, and I do like the highlight and the blush in here as well. So I just think this is a great like all around You can use it as eyeshadow or whatever if you were traveling. This is a great option. The second one I want to talk about is a newer purchase, and I kind of debated whether or not I was going to include this and include really anything that I got recently, since this is like a whole year thing, but I use it like every day, all the time. It's great. I do have this on my cheeks today, and it is the Tarte Pro Glow palette. This can kind of fall into the highlight as well, but it is, and you guys all know what this is. You guys have all seen it all over social media, but it is a highlight contour palette. It's got a powder contour and a cream contour. I've only used the cream contour once and I don't really like it, but the powder contour is great. It blends really nicely. All of these are really beautiful, and none of these highlighters are like chunky or weird or whatever. This palette as a whole is really great, you know, maybe minus this. And this isn't unusable, I just am not really a cream contour person, so I don't use it very often, but I don't find it unusable when I do want to use it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I've really been enjoying this. I reach for this every day and I really like it. Okay, the bronzer that I think I used the most this year was my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I hate the scent of this. I really do. It's kind of overpowering, but the color itself, this is in the shade Bronzer, which there was a light bronzer that is even lighter, and this is like just barely dark enough for me, so I don't know what Physicians Formula is thinking. Like, they are the worst when it comes to color selection. They have like no color selection for any of their products. It's terrible. They need to do better. It's awful. If you have a skin tone around mine, I don't think you could go much deeper skin tone than me and use this, unless you're going to use it to like set your face. But it's really buttery and soft, as the name would suggest. It blends really nicely and it lasts really well throughout the day. It just smells like coconuts in a really bad way, and I don't like it. I did like everything else about this basically throughout the year. And then the next one I want to talk about is by Too Faced. It is the Chocolate Soleil bronzer. This is the little like deluxe sample I have, but I do have the full size as well. I really like it. It's, again, it blends out really nicely. It's more of a summer shade for me as well. It's a little bit darker. I haven't tried the milk chocolate one, but I need to pick it up. I just haven't. And I think that would be great for winter because I love the formula of this. It's just, this is a, you know, a great option for you, and especially if you have a deeper skin tone than I do, this would be great as well for like all year. And they do have the dark chocolate if you're even deeper than that. So these are great. The last thing I want to talk about for bronzers and stuff is going to be no surprise. And I just broke it. No, I think it's okay. Oh, no, it's not. No. Well, it's still usable, but it's kind of hard to show. But it's the Kat Von D Contour Powder in Sombre. I can't believe I just did that. I have been keeping it in this thing because I don't have a separate palette that I'd like to like bring out every day in order to use it, and this was working just fine until just now when I broke it. Sorry, it's gonna take me a minute to get over this, but this is like the perfect contour shade for me, especially if I'm gonna use a bit of a warmer bronzer to like around it. This is beautiful. It's beautiful on its own on me, but it's especially beautiful with a bronzer because it provides that real shadow color for me. It's like that perfect cast of a shadow color for me. It's cool enough that I can use it on its own, but it's also neutral enough to use as a bronzer as well, if that makes sense. It's just like an all-around favorite product for me. I wear this all the time. I was super excited when I saw that she was coming out with the singles because I didn't want to have to repurchase the whole palette again, because really this was like the only color I was using. This is beautiful and great, and I love it, and I will continue to repurchase this probably sooner now that I just broke it. This one's great. Okay, moving on to highlighters. I again have two kit selections for you. I don't know if you can get this one anymore, but the Anastasia Glow Kit in Gleam. I am obsessed with this color, Crushed Pearl. It is stunningly beautiful. Like all of these colors, I love mixing all together. I love wearing them on their own. Like, this is a really great palette for me for my skin tone all year round. I do like the other one as well. I didn't get, is the darker one Sun Dipped or Sun Kissed? I didn't get that one, but the other one she did, which I don't have right next to me, but I do have the one that has like more golden shades in it as well. I just prefer this one, but I do like that one. I love the texture of these. Like, this is a fabulous texture of highlight. It doesn't overly emphasize your pores or any texture you have on your skin. It's really beautiful. I love this. The other one I want to talk about, which I have sort of mixed feelings about it on everything except for the formula. The formula of these is amazing. It is the Makeup Geek Kathleen Lights collab. As you can see, I have used this one quite a bit. I do really love it. I love especially these colors here. I did talk a bit about my mixed feelings about the palette as a whole, but in terms of how it performs and, you know, all that, like, this is amazing. It's amazing. And the highlight it gives you is like out of this world, stunning, amazing. And I haven't yet picked up the singles, the other Makeup Geek highlights, but I will. You know, I have so many that I don't necessarily need to run out and pick these up right now, especially since I love this palette so much. It's beautiful. It is totally worth it. I think there actually might still be some. I might be lying, but if there isn't, it's like, this formula is amazing and totally worth picking up. This is the formula that I get the most compliments on my highlight when I'm wearing it. It's stunning and beautiful, and I love it. The next one I want to talk about is the one I'm wearing right now, and that is the Tarte Exposed highlighter. And it looks like this. I'm wearing it today. Not super heavy, just kind of lightly. This is my like everyday highlighter that I wear to work a lot. It's really nice. It's a great texture. It's a great color for me, and I love it. I feel like I'm talking so fast I'm out of breath, but the next one I want to talk about is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. It's beautiful, it's affordable, it's got a great texture as well. You'll find that I really don't buy and wear highlighters that have a shitty texture. I wouldn't recommend those, so that's the thing that I'm going to talk about a lot, is the texture is beautiful. I do have texture issues with my skin, so finding highlighters that don't super emphasize that is really important to me. All the ones I'm going to talk about are like that, so I know I just repeated myself a bajillion times, but saying that, this is great. It's natural, but you can build it up to be more like in your face if you'd like to, and it's just beautiful. It was like $3 or something crazy, and it's awesome. The last one I want to talk about is the Kat Von D Thunderstruck eyeshadow. I use this as a highlight all the time. I was wearing it yesterday, I think, as a highlight, and it's just stunning. It's stunning as a highlight, and I love using it. It's got a great shift, duochrome shift to it that I really love, and for my skin tone it works really great. I don't travel with this ever because it will break, because these are very soft, but it's just a great highlighter. I did want to give an honorable mention to a couple highlighters, because I did get them only like at the end of December, so I feel weird about including them, but they're so amazing, that like I feel like I have to, that I will be doing this video a disservice if I don't. And that is, there's actually two things. The first one is the CoverFX custom cover drops. This one was in Moonlight, I believe. I just had the little one I got in one of the boxes I get, and I love it, but I love using this and then topping it with Cocoa Bling by Artist Couture. This is the combination I wore in my holiday party makeup. I will link it, and it was just like, I wanted to marry this combination. It's so amazing. Like it's like everything that highlighter dreams could be made of is this combination. But I love this on its own as well. This is the other thing I want to mention, is these Artist Couture highlighters that I got. I got the Artist Couture and Orpha Zanali collab that she did. She did Slay Nolly, which is a nice gold color, which is like okay on my skin, but I don't like, this will be a great summer color, but right now in the winter I'm like, because it is very gold, but it's beautiful. The texture of these highlighters is amazing. And I also got Cocoa Bling, which is my favorite, I think, out of all five. This is just like, I understand now why everybody was talking about this. It's very hyped up, but it's so gorgeous. Like, it's so gorgeous. And I was nervous, and I think I didn't buy these for a long time because they're loose, and that scares me, but oh my god. They're so nice. And when I saw that they were collabing with Orpha, I really wanted to support her, so I bought it, and oh my god, so good. The next one is Supernova, and I will probably get the least use out of this one. It's very purple. I'm gonna see, Chanel's coming over the summer. I want to see how this looks on her skin, because she's got that beautiful deep skin tone, and I just want to see just want to see what this looks like on her. But it's still, like, the texture is just so beautiful. It's great. So there's that one. And then this one's Yes, which I hate saying, but it's also very beautiful. It's very pink, like a pinky gold, peachy, weird way for me to describe it. It's got a lot of different tones in it. It's beautiful. And then this one is Illuminati, and it's another like champagne gold type of one, and it's beautiful as well. That's my honorable mention for this video. And yeah, other than that, again, I'm trying to keep this as short as I can, because otherwise I think this video would be a bajillion years long. I could talk about highlighters forever. But yeah, I know that I've been gone. I will have already published a like where have I been video, and I will link it below so you guys can check that out if you've been wondering. If you don't care, that's cool too. But yeah, so I think now after this one, all I have to do is my lip options, and then I want to do like tools and miscellaneous. And then I should be done with my 2016 favorites. So there's that. But other than that, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.